Welcome back to the Wildest Ride podcast. On this episode, we are going to be talking about Epic Universe and is there enough to do there? I am your host, Brian California, and with me today, as always, Big Texas.
Ho, ho, ho. What's going on, everybody?
And our good buddy, Casey Jr.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Always, man, always. So what's happening, guys?
Just a normal, well, I don't know when y'all gonna listen to this, but it's a Thursday. I'm off. I got laundry I gotta do after this too. So it's laundry day / wrestling day / I don't know day. So it's just a day.
A day.
It is Thursday. It's funny. This week went kind of quick. I don't know why. Kind of thought it was a Wednesday today.
Casey, are you going to go see Sid Help today?
No, I'm not. I actually, about 30 minutes ago, booked a 2:00 Avatar 3D and IMAX. This will be my third viewing of it, but it's going to be out of premium formatting pretty soon. So, enjoying my afternoons.
This is your third time seeing this movie?
Yeah, I saw it on opening night in 70 millimeter at City Walk over here in LA. So, gotta love that. Or it wasn't 70 millimeter, but in the IMAX theater there. And then saw it again, I think the next day with a different group of friends. And so it's been like a month-ish plus since I've seen it. So had some time to breathe, and it's nice to go back and see it one more time, try to bump those numbers up. It ain't no Zootopia 2 in the box office, but we can do what we can to get it to get a fourth and a fifth Avatar out.
Dude, Zootopia 2, what a movie. What a movie.
Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Real quick, have you ever seen a movie in the Chinese theater?
I have not. Need
Dude,
to.
Next time I'm there in LA, we need to go. We'll go together.
Yeah, let's do it. That sounds awesome. Yeah, that would be.
What's going on with you, Brian?
Nothing much, just work stuff. I watched Mercy on Monday, which I thought was all right.
The Chris Pratt movie?
Yeah, I watched it in 3D, which I haven't watched a movie in the theaters in 3D since I don't know when. I didn't realize how good 3D's gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I was like pleasantly surprised. So I was like, all right, this was pretty good. I mean, the movie is what it is. The story, the plot, whatever, it was fine. Just the visuals of that movie was pretty cool.
That's nice. I heard a review from someone on like Instagram as you're scrolling or whatever that Mercy felt like a 90-minute Universal pre-show movie, basically. is what you see before a ride at Universal, but it was 90 minutes worth of it.
Honestly, it felt like like Terminator's pre-show. That's basically what it felt like.
I love it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself. My wife enjoyed it. So, I mean, I guess that's at the end of it all. That's what it's about.
Yeah, if you had a good time, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I should have bet Kalshi on it.
On
like under 40% Rotten Tomato score or something like that.
Yeah, like it's not the greatest movie in the world, and people are gonna hate it. But
I smell blood in the water.
Yeah. and people, and Chris Pratt's not that hot right now. He's people aren't really feeling Chris Pratt right now. So
it's all about perspective,
He just needs to get back in that. He just needs to get back in the suit, the Star-Lord suit.
100%.
But anyways, we're not a movie podcast at the moment. We are a theme park podcast.
Yeah.
So let's get to Epic. Casey? You were just in Epic last week, right?
Yeah, just got back. It was my first time ever there. It was actually a week ago today. And had a fantastic time. There's a lot of good with it. There's, some not so good, but that comes with any new big launch like this. And had a great time. So excited to talk about it today. And I know you've been there before. Brian, have you been there as well? Or no?
Nope.
Okay. So we got a few different perspectives here. Someone who's had time to sit on it, someone who's fresh, and someone who's kind of an outsider looking at everything going on there. So yeah, no, it was a great time. Got to do just about everything we wanted to. Visited all 4 of the portals there. Stayed from just after park open to park close. Had some good food and yeah, it's a good time.
Right on.
Okay. What would you say was the highlight of the Epic Universe in your opinion?
The highlight of Epic, surprisingly enough, I say my favorite ride of Epic was Monsters Unchained in Darkmoor in the Dark Universe portal. And I think the best overall like land or portal was Burke, the Isle of Burke with the How to Train Your Dragons area. I think, yeah, that the land blew me away there, but that single ride over with monsters is what took the cake. We did that once at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day as well.
Now, did you deep dive prior to going to the park, or were you kind of like spoiler free on it?
I flew blind into it. I didn't know what ride systems were going to be for what. You know, I may have seen like the Battle of the Ministry ride vehicle was probably the extent of all I saw, but didn't really look at much of a layout, entertainment, anything like that. Just looked at wait times over the 3 or 4 days prior to going, just to see what would be there, and then talked to a few people that had been like Christian and figured out what rides have reliability issues and then what rides are going to be the longest waits throughout the day. So that way you can plan a little bit from there. But it was definitely underestimate with how much, we are theme park fans. Being able to get lost in a new theme park is a rare occurrence. And so wanted to have that kind of moment, and it was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So the big thing about this episode is where the question is, do we feel like the Epic Universe has a capacity issue? And I'll let you start off. Do you feel like Epic Universe has a capacity issue where there's not enough things to do, or there's just too many people, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. Oh,
how about this?
A secret
There's
third
no
thing.
capacity issues. Everything's great. Everything's great in Epic Universe land, and life continues. I just read on X. They just had their quarters meeting, and I think this is the first year that this is the most money Universal has made off a theme park. So they're definitely reaping the rewards right now.
Yeah. And I think Epic was built with, within the first, we haven't even been, open a year, right? And they've already talked about potential new portals with like Wicked, which probably is not going to happen. I didn't think that was ever going to happen because the first act is way better than the second act in general. And the movies kind of reflected that. But
I like the second act.
You like the second one more?
No, I didn't like the second one more, but I like the second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I like the second one too. But the lightning in a bottle they had is kind of, out there. But like a Zelda land or something like that in the future, I know has also been talked about. But what I would say is I was, there on a Thursday in January with a ton of Brazilian tour groups and things like that were out there, as we know, with the Central Florida scene that time of year. I think that their capacity issues come down to a couple of key points. One, the Dark Universe area was very underutilized that day. Monsters Unchained is a very efficient ride system with the Omnimover that they have going on to get a lot of people on fast, but it never hit more than 20-25 minutes throughout the entirety of the day. And for probably 80% of the day, it was a 10-minute wait from what we saw. I think that they, for children or families, they might think it's a little too scary or something like that, and therefore not go there as much as the other rides because they want to spend all their time in the family-friendly kind of locations. So for, us childless millennials out here, it's a great spot, but for the other demographics that are coming in, a little underutilized. So whereas you think you got, basically 4 main areas, and then kind of the transitional middle ground, it kind of acts as if almost there's 3 there as opposed to 4.
Now, how did you feel about the actual land, the Darkmoor land? Because all I have to go by is like creators that go there and they're going to glaze the land no matter what. So I haven't really heard like an honest opinion about the actual land. Like overall, what you feel about that land?
Yeah, it kind of felt, going at night was really cool. We went into the bar in the back. There's a secret menu item drink that we got that was delicious, and the bartenders were great. So the service was there. They had entertainment that was out walking around, and they were kind of rare ones. It was like the Invisible Man, was kind of shrouded up and everything. Igor, which is the assistant on the Frankenstein, Monsters Unchained ride, he was out there too, and they were all great. It was not that packed in the area, so the experience is good because there's not a million people running around. I think that one of the issues with capacity, which I think could be helpful for Darkmoor specifically as well, is that there's not enough entertainment offerings and not a lot of huge like seat filler type things outside of all the rides going on around the park. And that I think also contributes to the capacity issues.
Right, and that was kind of the first thing when me and Big Tex over here were breaking down the park originally. It kind of felt that way because like you would think you would need like the people mover, carousel progresses type of attractions to kind of break up the day a little bit, and I don't think they really have any of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think the overall problem is in Darkmoor, or is it just all around, like all the portals in Epic Universe?
I think if they added more to Darkmoor, it would help spread people out a little bit more. Because because you go to Nintendo World, right? That line for the DK coaster was probably the slowest moving line of the entirety of the day. But I thought that area was really, really cool in the back because it's almost like two lands in one with it. And we have Mario World out here in California, so we didn't have to do the Mario Kart ride. But it was just very overstimulating and a lot of people in that area. So although it's themed extremely well, it's probably the second best land, I would say, behind Burke. Like the Yoshi ride is just very slow moving and doesn't get a lot of people through. The DK ride doesn't get a lot of people through. The Mario Kart ride with the the augmented reality glasses coming on, also the same thing. So high interest in the IP with low efficiency of the attractions, which is going to make people stay in the land even longer and therefore kind of bog it up a bit.
So really, they need rides that can just eat people up.
The boat rides, there's no boat ride there unless you count the How to Train Your Dragon little thing or whatever, right? But you think of Disney and you have Small World, Pirates of the Caribbean. The guest carry targets for those rides are the highest in the park. Those are usually 2,300 people an hour that they can get on those rides. So over the course of an entire day, 12 hours of that, you're looking at 25,000, 30,000 people that can be taken up from one boat ride on there. So I think boat rides and big shows, if they added a couple of those, would go a long way with evening it out a bit there.
And I think that's what Disney thrives on too is widening the gap, the generational gap of people ability to ride a ride. So like a slow moving boat ride would widen that gap. So, toddler and grandma can go on that ride along with, everybody else aside, because Universal is very, I think it's more like teen targeted, with their rides these days. So I feel like something like that would really help like widen out that gap a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think one of the other issues with the day, was we went to Battle at the Ministry first, but we were, 20 minutes after park opening, which is also after an hour of early entry going on there. They were posting 270 minutes when we got there. So if we were to wait there, that's half your day right there on that one ride alone. We did not wait in that line. We came back later, but that's the only thing really to do in the Wizarding World area there. Like there is the show. We didn't get to do that with the day. And there's a couple of cute shops and some stuff hidden away, but I would say, it's a little less developed than Gringotts is, a little less, or whatchamacallit, than a Universal with Gringotts and Diagon Alley, excuse me. And it's a little less interesting just because it's, Paris and it's the Fantastic Beasts versus the original,
Right.
7-8. So they need to have at least 2 rides there or
I
something.
wanna
So
I wanna
yeah.
make the argument that they should have never built another Wizarding World in Epic Universe. I just feel like they've now kind of come to that. What more can we do with Harry Potter type deal? And I feel like now you're kind of restrictive creativity what you can do. You know, so the rumor is right now that the next expansion to Epic is going to be another Harry Potter attraction because they have the plot of land attached to it. It seems like Universal does understand that there's an issue with capacity at Epic. The big thing
Mhm.
is, thank God we're in January, but Casey, you lived here. In the summertime, it's like basically monsoon season.
Yeah.
So you need stuff that's indoors, and you need stuff that can push people through.
I
Uh,
think they'd be okay building Harry Potter stuff if they built more. Like if they would have just built the area for the queue of the new ride, the new Harry Potter ride, if they would have built that as maybe part of the land and expanded on stuff like that instead of
well,
like an
so
outdoor area, that
the
would have been better.
the exterior is already built. They just got to build it inside.
Oh,
They
for
were
the new
bas-
ride.
yeah, they
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's I forget what the building is, but it's already built. They I guess they were just sitting on it, just so like, well, we'll get to it. We get to it. Well, you need to get to it because I really want to go to Epic Universe, and my biggest holdup was I was like, okay, I could have went for my birthday on December 23rd. I was like, that's foolish. That's Christmas week. Not a good idea. So I was like, I'm gonna wait till January. I check my phone every day. I'm like, let me look at wait times. In about a couple of minutes, I'm about to check wait times right now. It is 1:48. So we're gonna see what the wait times are right now. Everything's like over an hour to 2 hour wait. Really want to bring my wife, and I just don't. I don't want to. I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my money because I don't think I'm wasting my money going to Epic Universe. But at the same time, I want to catch it when it's slow.
Hmm.
And right now, I don't think we're going to catch it when it's slow.
All right.
That, yeah.
The other complaint I hear about the park, and this we get this really quickly. I know you went in January, but there was like a shade issue. Did you feel that way?
Shade issue. Luckily, with the weather, it was 70 degrees roughly
Right.
when we were
I,
there. Perfect. But
yeah.
yeah. So I didn't have that issue. Did you, Big Texie?
Yeah. When I went in May, it was a little hot.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like a lot of the queues did their best job with like, fans and stuff like that. I mean, I have to say, give it another. Well, we're about to approach that year mark. Some of those trees should be fully grown. Um, I
Yeah.
just think it's just gonna take expanding that park.
I
It's a fun park, but I think if they could go back on some stuff, they would go back to the drawing board and be like, you know what? Maybe instead of doing this, having this outdoor attraction, let's have this indoor attraction. Maybe instead of it's cool in theory that this ride, but we need something with a little bit more that can get people in and out type deal. I think they probably would like to fix some stuff. With that being said, with fixing some stuff, you always add stuff. I know we were just talking about a boat ride. The longest rumor for Darkmoor was the Creatures of the Black Lagoon boat ride. So that's something I feel like you want to eat guests up. That'd be something cool to do. I just don't know how quickly they're going to do that. I do know the Harry Potter thing is that's coming. That's coming real quick. As quickly as it can. Probably 2027, 2028. So they're going to probably have these issues probably for a while.
Now, is this supposed to be another e-ticket attraction?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have rumor. The rumor was it was some type of maybe broom some type of broom ride. Take that with a grain of salt. Again,
do a flight of passage, but on a broom type situation.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
All right. Let me look up these wait times real quick.
Imagine like a Quidditch ride or something like that, I mean,
that'd be dope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am not the biggest Harry Potter fan, so when they announced this, I'm like, again. But I have not got to do Ministry. Yes, I can't really talk about Ministry. Every time I look, the wait times look insane. So as of right now, the Constellation Carousel is 35 minutes. Curse of the Werewolf is 70 minutes. Dragon Race Alley is 75 minutes. The Fire Drill is 5 minutes. Harry Potter Battle of the Ministry is 210 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're about to get to 2:00 on a Thursday in January.
Yeah.
Where there's no holiday. Hiccup's Wind Glider, 115 minutes. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, 95 minutes.
DK 180.
My Kart Madness, 195 minutes.
Oh, that's close.
Monsters Unchained, 30 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Stardust has a delay. And Yoshi's Adventure has a 45-minute wait.
Huh.
And I don't know about you guys, and I like the idea of Yoshi's Adventure. That's basically your people mover. Who the hell's waiting 45 minutes for that?
Me.
That sounds like an awful day at the park.
I'd rather wait for the Seuss train ride over at Islands of Adventure than Yoshi's.
But the wait is indoors though, isn't it?
I can't remember.
I did not do Yoshi's while I was there, but
dude, you missed a Certified Hood Classic. It was so good.
One thing I noticed while I was there, so one thing that I think definitely is an issue that, it's Captain Obvious here, but if one of the e-tickets go down and they're down for a couple hours and everything else even absorbs from there. So like with Stardust with its delay right now, the week we were there, it double valleyed on Sunday because of the wind. So they had to not have it open until Thursday. That was the first day it reopened when we were there because they had to bring a crane out. When they can't get it out of the position, they got to have the crane come out and take the vehicles off the track one by one until they can reset it from there. And that happened once during, I think, their test and adjust. This time they didn't have any people on it, but because of the wind, it wasn't able to get over that second hill. And it was down, but our day helped a little bit. Wait times for that was posting. All of what you said now was pretty similar to what we had throughout the day. I tracked each one for the most part with my stopwatch on my phone, and everything was over posted probably by about 15 minutes if it was running smoothly. So I think that's one thing Universal does more than Disney as well, is they like to overpost a bit to scare people away, but it feels almost every bit as that. They, I think, do that as a contingency if they have a slight delay or something like that is going on. But yeah.
So basically, if you don't have Express, you're screwed.
I mean,
on a weekend for sure. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, how many attractions? Unless you're really just going ride to ride to ride and just popping in the queue, I think you're fine. But who wants to do that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like at a theme park, a lot of the theme park experience is about hanging out, being able to absorb the park, and you're not doing that if you're just queue hopping the entire time.
Now, do we think maybe with the addition of with just the announcement of us getting Fast and the Furious, are they calling Hollywood Drift here, or is it a different
Hollywood
name?
Drift?
Hollywood
Drift.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to help with the wait times? Maybe more people are going to want to go over to Universal to check that out, and that should help out with Epic's wait times.
No, because I think people already have this stuff planned. I think it's just one of those things that park just. I mean, unless people, leave during. They're like, all right, we did what we did. Let's go over and ride Hollywood Drift again. Who knows? It's going to
We'll
be a different
say
layout than Hollywood, obviously, because they don't have a hill there. But
Mhm.
this is a great problem for Universal to have. Not for consumers, but it's
no.
a great problem for Universal.
Mhm.
Well, apparently
uh,
Hollywood. Did you see this? That Hollywood Drift's top hat's going to be bigger than Velocicoaster's, so that ride's going to be pretty huge. It's going to be that might end up taking the cake for best coaster at Universal. I don't know how you guys feel about Stardust. It was that number one or still Velocicoaster, but or Hagrid's. I don't know, depending on what you
I
like.
love Stardust.
Yeah.
Stardust is it's probably my favorite roller coaster.
Do you do it
Oh,
at night or during the day, or both?
Pushing towards the night.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're about like
golden
sunset.
hour. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
it's a fun ride.
Yeah, Stardust definitely up there. It was my second favorite ride of the day behind Monsters Unchained, but I'm also a sucker for Forbidden Journey and that ride system, which is the same as Monsters Unchained. So,
Right.
but in terms of coaster, yeah, Stardust is up there for sure. Did it during the day, but it was a great time. Everyone was doing the classic Universal, clapping as you come back to the station, unprompted too for that. So,
That's great.
yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, like the last time I went on Forbidden Journey here in Hollywood, the Kuga arm system really got me kind of sick, and it never did before. But I think as you get older, some of the stuff's going to start hitting a little different. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous to ride Monsters Unchained, just
I
for that
think
reason.
Monsters
think-
is a little smoother than Forbidden Journey is for
I
sure.
agree. If
Yeah.
you don't think about it, and there's a lot to see, just like I think they did a really good job of maybe less screens and more animatronics.
Yep.
So I think you should have more of a smoother experience with that.
Yeah, the screens are just kind of like an amplifier as opposed to like a focal point for the ride.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's smoother overall. It's not like you're in this screen here on the right and then they swing you to the screen on the left or anything like that. It's kind of a smoother kind of arm transition. There's a couple of jostles, but that's just for effect. It's not like a thrower or anything like that.
Yeah, it's wild because
Do-
I very rarely ever feel sick on a ride. And that I remember that last time riding, I'm like, I don't know if I want to ride this ride ever again.
Do
Yeah.
we think that they should maybe help out with the lines and stuff like that, add more entertainment to Epic Universe? What I mean by that is, you got an array of Nintendo characters. I'm sure people would love to meet them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You think that would help with like wait times, or maybe adding more characters into Darkmoor, into Isle of Burke and stuff like that?
What I was thinking, looking at obviously I've never been there, but looking at from what I've seen, maybe adding more stuff to Celestial Park would help. Maybe like another attraction there. Maybe like some type of people mover attraction there. I don't know, something that'll swing you around the park or something. But that it seems like there's just like dead spots in that park. I don't know if that's real or not. That's just me basing it off of video.
Yeah, I will say with Celestial Park, I did really enjoy how open it was. And I think one of the big benefits of Epic, one, I never felt crowded, like in a walkway or anything like that, even when it was, the more crowded parts of the park. And I think with each of the lands are, 2, maybe 3 minutes tops to get from one land to the other, no matter kind of where you're at, unless you're going like cross diagonal, or something like that, then it's maybe 5 minutes, but they're pretty close to each other and the lands are built pretty far back into it. And so you maximize the amount of time in those extremely well themed areas. And I think that's great. So I think with the way how good they are with the theming and what you mentioned with the entertainment, we had done as a part of our day, we met Toothless, and then we also did the How to Train Your Dragon show. And the show was fantastic. It was one of the best shows I think I've seen in a theme park before. and every single seat was full, and there were, hundreds upon hundreds of seats in there, right? They had one, I think, every 45 minutes to an hour for the entirety of the day. You have one
That's
of those
really good.
shows. You have one of those shows in each of the lands, and that's, does the same thing the kind of boat deal does. So adding even a villain show, or a monsters show over in Darkmoor, I think, instead of a boat ride there, could help, build it out a little bit more. But entertainment, I think, could be upped on, definitely, because the meet and greet quality. I'm not a meet and greet person, and my wife is, obsessed with Toothless and had to do that. And so I got my sipper with my unlimited refills for the day, got in line and sipped on that as we waited to go. But the quality of that meet and greet, we got probably 3 to 4 minutes of interacting with Starfly, I believe, and oh my god, I'm blanking. The blonde chick, or what's her name? The main female lead from How to Train a Dragon.
I'm ashamed I forgot.
I just outed all of us right now. Oh my god. Astrid. Okay. Damn, that was bad.
Delete this part, Brian. Delete this part.
Oh no. We're getting exposed.
Yeah, Astrid and Stormfly, they came out for like a meet and greet, but it was like hanging out with them for probably 3 to 5 minutes, a photo, and then you moved on to Toothless, and same kind of deal there. You didn't feel pushed like a Comic Con where it's like you get your picture with a celebrity for $90 and you move on 5 seconds later type of thing. So It was like we waited, I think, 75 minutes for that, and I say that 75-minute wait was absolutely worth it for something like that. And that's something I never thought I would say even going into that, not being a fan of meet and greets, and obviously that long a wait too for that. But
stupid question. The dragons weren't flying, right?
Not out there, but in the spoiler alert, in the show.
You don't have to spoil that.
Now,
I'm talking about where they flying in the sky.
No, they're inside of the How to Train Your Dragon show in the theater itself. Similar to the Aladdin flying in Hyperion Theater, they have one with a giant Toothless, and Hiccup flies on him throughout the audience, and it actually goes pretty deep towards the back too. So even if you're in the last row, which we were right by the tech booth person, it came right up to there, landed on stage, Hiccup got off, Toothless was moving, and then was able to fly away too. So that was pretty spectacular.
I don't think Christian knows the magic of the flying magic carpet in the middle of the Hyperion Theater.
Oh, dang.
It's such a crazy show element that just catches you off guard when you watch it for the first time.
So we are gonna go see Aladdin in New York.
Okay.
Okay.
That's something we are gonna go do, Brian.
No, I'm just saying, like, you go to a theme park and then that type of show element in a theater show is kind of wild, especially when you sit up in the balcony and then they're like kind of eye level to you. It's pretty wild.
I wonder what they're using in that theater right now.
Storage.
The biggest crowd Disney has committed right now.
It's like
it's nothing in the Hyperion Theater.
In the middle of the aisle smoking his vape. That's all it is.
Did Rogers the Musical for 2 weeks and then said we're good for the next 10 years. Yeah,
I don't understand. Yeah, the Hyperion Theater is such a and I don't know. I guess they just don't want to pay actors and stuff like that.
I think they might be so uncertain with how the Avatar expansion out there, the redesign of that part of the theme park is going to work out logistically, that they don't want to commit to something if they're going to have to close it down for, facilities inspections or, HVAC, whatever it is. I know it's detached from the rest of that stuff, but if they're connected to the same, power grid or sewer line, whatever it may be, there's big brain stuff that we don't know about maybe at play there, but might also just be a scapegoat if we don't want to put money towards it. But yeah.
So I have a few more things for this. Do we think there's another rumor? It got some legs on it. Pokemon going to Islands of Adventure. Do we think something like that could help Epic Universe with its capacity? Just now, people are going to want to swarm over to Islands of Adventure, or we just said, hey, they're just gonna be it's gonna be tough for a little bit.
Well, I just heard a flip flop, and that the Simpsons is gonna go away, and it's gonna take
No,
over.
so Pokemon's supposed to go to Islands of Adventure now, where Lost Continent is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're treating that Simpsons deal year to year
Right.
because it seems like Disney just doesn't have any interest to do anything with Simpsons
Yeah,
in parks.
it doesn't make sense. I mean, they might be getting some merch kickback or something that they're like, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, if you don't have any plans, you might as well let them use it.
I think that if they launched something of a Pokemon themed thing with a lot of entertainment meet and greets, that's probably what you got to highlight the most there in that scenario, with a ride attached to it too, obviously. Maybe a walkthrough experience like Poseidon's Fury, but it's Pikachu's Fury. If you have that along with, Hollywood Drift coming in around the same time, then it gets two big pulls of IP. With the movie note here, Fast and the Furious, we think it's like a tired franchise, but overseas, the last like 5 movies have made over $1 billion like overseas alone, not including domestic. So it's much bigger abroad than I would say even here anymore. So who knows what their pull could be for international travelers.
I like Fast and the Furious.
But
I don't like duplicate attractions. Like I feel like that should be an exclusive attraction to Hollywood. We should get something different. You know what I mean? That's my only complaint about that.
I think with coasters though, this one's gonna be different completely just because it's not on a hill. They're gonna have to do a completely different layout. So I think it's different enough where it's gonna be. Yeah, I could still go to Orlando to go ride their version of Hollywood Drift, which I imagine the Orlando version is going to be a better version of that ride. I don't know why. Just looking at Hollywood, it seems a little slow. Seems a little like more of a kind of like a hang time type of ride than it is like an airtime type of ride. So that like I kind of feel like Hollywood Drift out in Orlando is going to do that instead, and it's going to be a little faster and a little more grand.
Well, now they get to free up that building to do something.
I think that building is going to be the queue. Honestly,
I think you're crazy.
No, I mean, I looked at the maps, and it's not that far fetched. They would just have to build up, and I think that's literally it.
I don't see it.
I mean, it's already purposed for it.
I'm ready to drift through the Jimmy Fallon broken billboard on the backside, though. You can't do that in California. You can't drift through Jimmy Fallon. So,
can he go too?
No,
dude, I have a whole. I have a whole podcast episode of rides that could stay or go in Universal, and I feel like I'm about to be killing a lot of attractions.
Don't talk about hashtag Panda like that. Come on now.
You could take out whatever you want in that park, but you cannot touch ET. If you touch ET, then this podcast ends. It's over. Start chopping, baby.
Let's end it with this. What's one thing that you feel like Epic could use to help out with its capacity? If you could pick one thing, what do you feel like it could help out? Maybe a short term, let's say 1 to 2 year type deal.
A festival.
A festival?
Ooh, think like a food and wine or a food fest going around Celestial Park in the middle.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe something that keeps people wanting to go back. Similar to Epcot, because you go to Epcot, there's not really that many attractions to do. But what keeps you coming back?
Well, aren't they very big into Captain? Listen to Captain Coco, something like that. The bear in Epic Universe.
Yeah, the bear with the star and there's a moon in his eyes.
Hey, maybe you got different chocolates or something like that.
I mean, just a normal food festival would be fine. You just call it whatever.
And their food has a rep, as of being way better than any other Universal theme park. You
Right.
know, that's the theming of the park, and the food and bev of the park is another level compared to what Universal's done in the past. So definitely a great time there. Just to quickly go through all the things we were able to get done in a day, even with these crazy wait times. You know, it was a Thursday in January, but we were able to do Battle at the Ministry. We did that last of the day, and DK second to last of the day, really. But we did Toothless meet and greet, How to Train Your Dragon show, Hiccups gliders. We did Stardust Racers. We did 2 goes of Monsters Unchained. And we also went and ate at Pizza Moon in the middle of the day. We also got a drink from the Darkmoor windmill, blazing windmill or whatever bar in the back there. So got to do all of that basically in the entirety of the day. The only big thing we missed was probably either the werewolf coaster slash the Mario Kart ride. And that was about it. And I could live with that. So
Would you go back?
yeah, I definitely go back. I think I'd wait, just because I'm used to getting into the parks for free. Thankful for many friends that get me to allow me to do that. But I'd definitely go back because there is more that I'd want to see. There's so much detail in each of the lands that just going through and looking at the lands, I think, is an attraction of itself. But that's more for a theme park purist like ourselves rather than an average family coming in. So definitely more out there. Didn't do the Harry Potter show they have there, the like circus show.
Right.
But haven't heard a ton about that anyways. So
Oh, dude, you missed the best thing about Epic Universe right there.
I'm sure.
definitely.
I haven't heard much either. I do want to see it.
Yeah.
Now going back to the food, do we think that's a permanent thing where the food's going to be high quality, or do we think that's right now because they realize there's the capacity is kind of crap, and once they start building more gates and more attractions, does the food quality start to drop?
I think the food quality's there to stay because they don't have a city walk.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think also the food that I've seen in there is pretty well themed. So when you have the theming, subconsciously you're thinking it's better, but also like we ate at Pizza Moon was our main location. And just the way the pizza's prepared, the kind of like wood fire, pizza oven type thing, different than just like trying to, throw them in a regular conveyor belt oven or something like that. So I think the process and the theming is in there to make it last long term.
Yeah, we see that.
I also have a feeling I think they really want Celestial Park to be another city walk, if that makes sense. Like I do know they have the infrastructure in place to where you can go into Celestial Park for free, and they have basically the turnstiles at the portals and stuff like that. I think long game that's what they really want.
I mean, connected to a hotel, I could see that happening.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I also think the quality of food is probably a little bit better, and they got 2 restaurants that they haven't touched yet. Like I know it's like a Mexican restaurant and an Italian restaurant. So
there's like empty buildings or whatever on the right that they're waiting to open. One big, well, not big negative when it popped up here and there that I had. It smelled like ass a lot of the day there. There is a water treatment / like sewage, center that is owned by the county that is just outside the grounds by a little bit, and every now and again, I looked up online and people say, oh, it happens not too often unless you're in a very certain spot or something like that. And it's quick, but on the walk into the theme park, and it might have just been a bad day with wind and whatever they were doing there, but the walk into the theme park could smell that like backstage sewage smell, if you will. It had it in the line for Stardust and in line for Hiccups as well, gliders. So
listen,
a little stanky there.
People don't know about Bad smells. You want to know about a bad smell? Casey, you could probably relate to this. Go into the tunnels for a West
Yeah.
Clock. Go hang out by Pecos Bills or go hang out by
No,
Cosmic Rays.
that's literally the smell that I was smelling out there. It brought me PTSD flashbacks to that kind of stuff.
There's a name.
That's why I call it
though.
backstage smell is what I call it. But
There's an actual name for the dirty water that smells backstage in Disney World. I don't know. I've heard people say it before, but yeah, it's kind of wild.
yeah, you can get that smell on the walk from the Contemporary to the front of the Magic Kingdom. That little walkway has that smell all the time too.
Dude,
So
every time I walk that way, I always see a big ass rat. I'm not even lying.
yeah, his name's Mickey.
Literally a big. No. It's more like Remy's cousin type rat.
Well,
He's Ricky Rat.
We did that walk the last time I was there to go grab an Uber from Contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a smell because all I could think about was how bad my feet hurt.
Yeah. End of the day.
Yeah, it was so bad.
That's the longest walk in the world at the end of the day.
Oh,
not too proud to admit it. Handful of
Could be worse. You could I don't know, go through the whole TTC process.
That is true.
Yeah.
Wait 5 monorails with the line of people backed up there. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of we avoided that. We actually took an Uber to TTC from Contemporary. That's to avoid those crowds, which was wild.
They've been getting out of control. They've been getting really out of control. All right. Do y'all have anything as we wrap up this podcast? Anything extra that you forgot about?
I'm good.
Overall, Epic's still definitely worth the price of admission for a day ticket. Things seem to be super long. Just plan ahead a little bit. Save the longest rides for the end of the night. And you'll be good there. You know, you may have to sacrifice one big thing there, but that'll just give you a reason to go back a second time around once it's a little bit more developed too. So
Buy Express.
Yeah, add on to your already expensive day by buying Express.
Buy Express. You're already on vacation. Buy Express.
I've already heard the horror stories of those rides going down, and even with Express, just not being able to get on stuff.
Just buy Express.
It's scary. It's a scary thought.
If you didn't buy Express, that's your own damn fault.
Yeah, don't be a Porzy. Just buy some Express.
yeah, it's a skill issue. That's all.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
You would be that guy to walk through the queue with saying that.
Yep.
All right, man. You can go ahead and get us. You can get us out of here.
All right. Well, with that being said, that'll wrap up this episode of the Wildest Ride podcast. We appreciate you listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take it easy.
Later, skaters.